whoever is listening, however you're listening, I want to welcome you back to your MWP, otherwise known as Your Man with a Plan. And what a week of football. We started on Saturday, ended on Tuesday. We had the Cowboys and the Ravens on Tuesday, and we had a unique day of college football where there wasn't much going on in the group of five other than Alabama, LSU, Clemson, and Notre Dame secured their championship spots. We had the Mormons versus the Mullets, and I just want to take a couple notes and impressions on that. BYU, Coastal Carolina. This game originally wasn't supposed to happen, but in a year like this, the schedule is opened up. BYU, any team, any place, any time. And I'm glad that they actually went out and played a team that wanted to face them. They didn't go out and win, but it's not like UCF in 2018 where everyone kind of was against them when they played Auburn. Grayson McCall, Zach Wilson. They really impressed me this weekend. They both had poise. They both made excellent throws, excellent reads. And Zach Wilson got the tar beaten out of him by Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina shocked the world. I don't think many people were expecting them to come out and compete for as long as they did. And they ended up winning the game. Grayson McCall was really poised. The Chanticleers as a whole looked like a really good team that could maybe compete for a New Year's Six Bowl. So let's move on. I really thought that the home stretch is finally here. It's coming. We have Alabama versus Florida in the SEC championship game. We have Clemson versus Notre Dame. And Clemson-Notre Dame is unique because we have a rematch. We get Notre Dame, that a team is looking to prove itself in its first year of a conference, playing against a Clemson team that many give them some slack for losing because they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, they didn't have key defensive starters, and many people were out by the end of overtime. And that Clemson team looked gassed. Aiden Book ran all over them. Their quarterback, Kyren Williams, absolute stud. I think he's a great running back, and he's one of the key X factors in that football game. And then the Big Ten, we talked about it. They're changing the rules. Ohio State will be eligible to play in their Big Ten title game, and they will play Northwestern. If you haven't seen the video, I encourage you to do so, because we discuss how this could set a nasty precedent for the future. So I want to start off with something that I was totally wrong. I was wrong about Joe Judge. I did not believe in Joe Judge. I believe the Giants should have hired Ron Rivera or Mike McCarthy, who went inside the division respectively. In that same pool, I thought it would go Mike McCarthy 1, Ron Rivera 2, and Joe Judge 3 out of the new hirings. I believe Mike McCarthy was the best hire. They had all the talent. And I thought the NFC East, being the weaker division out of the NFC, they could sneak in 12 games and be a really powerful team going into the playoffs. But I was wrong. No Jason Garrett, no clapping on the sideline. There's a future in Dallas. But there wasn't. And so I'm watching the game on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Colt McCoy? No Daniel Jones? No Saquon Barkley? They went up to Seattle and purely played straight-up football. Physical, nasty football. Their running back, Wayne Gallman, who had 130 yards on the day and over 8 yards per carry, was excellent. Looked perfectly comfortable as Saquon's replacement, and I believe he deserves a new contract when that time comes. They had control of the ball, their defense was flying all over the field, and is the real backbone of this team. I feel like they've made major strides this year, and they've already surpassed their win total from last year. And after starting 1-7 and losing the star, Saquon Barkley, nobody really counted on this team doing much other than winning a couple games here and there and picking early in the draft again. I didn't believe in Joe Judge. I believed he was another Belichick disciple that was going to go out, fail like the rest of them, and not do much other than a couple of years of sadness for New York. But not only do I think Joe Judge will win the division, I believe that Joe Judge should win Coach of the Year. I know, they might finish 7-9, and I think that will deter a lot of voters, but I want you to look at what New York has done this year, what their quality wins are. They're going to go on a massive win streak. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak, and I do believe they will beat the Cardinals this week to bump that to 5. And they've been really competitive. They look like they're fighting for their coach, and I think that they could take on a Tampa Bay, a Seattle, a Los Angeles, in their home stadium in the weather. You wrote off Joe Judge like I did, and then you see the hype videos. The players really love this team, this culture that he's building. Interviews on how the culture is finally changed, and the team's looking like they're heading in the right direction. I believe in this New York team, and I am excited to watch them for the rest of the season and in the playoffs. I'm making that prediction. They're a fun team to watch, a team on the come up that is looking to wipe away years of failure and disappointment and use it as that fire for the bright future ahead of them. So let's shift to the Oakland Raiders. Speaking of bright futures, which they have, I believe Oakland is not a team to trust this year. I believe the Raiders are a team with a bright future, but this isn't the year to do it. So last Sunday, they beat the New York Jets 31-28. The Raiders are confusing to me, as 2 weeks ago prior, they were playing against the Super Bowl favorite Kansas City Chiefs and went toe-to-toe with them. They just had left Patrick Mahomes too much time. This is the same route they took in 2019, as they started 6-4, played the Jets, struggled, and they won this year, and finished the year 7-9, and they missed out on the postseason. Will this happen to the Raiders team? I think in a year like this, I would not be the one to trust the Raiders. In very, very competitive AFC, I think there's too much that's happened already, and that's coming, for them to miss out on the playoffs. I believe they will go 2-2 in this final stretch, and go 9-7 and miss the playoffs. They will be playing teams like the Colts, Chargers, Dolphins, and the Broncos. So let's go over that. I think they beat Denver, and I think they beat the Chargers. But a team like the Colts, a team I believe can go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, if they play their cards right, will beat the Raiders. They have fantastic run game behind rookie Jonathan Taylor and veteran Nyheim Hines, and Jordan Wilkins, with Taylor leading the pack with over 600 yards and 4.3 yards per carry. They have the right formula to control the clock and keep the explosive offense off the field. In Oakland, I would consider them an explosive offense with Derek Carr, Nelson Aguilar, Henry Ruggs, Josh Jacobs, and then Hunter Renfrow up for the slot. The Raiders' defense is very suspect to me. They currently sit at the bottom 3 in sacks and pass defense, 20th in rush, and only 28th in total defense. You're not getting to the quarterback, you're not winning a game. So their other loss that I'm predicting is the Miami Dolphins, which is the day after Christmas. Similar to Vegas, they're a team on the rise with a lot to prove and a young QB. They sit at 8-4. And this primetime game, I believe, will be Vegas' undoing. Miami has a top 10 defense. They're second. They're top 10 in better picks and in getting sacks. Oakland struggles against all of these teams. We're well coached, and they have a great defense who can get to the ball and force Derek Carr to panic and make poor choices. Now, all is not wrong. They will finish with a winning record, which is something Oakland, Las Vegas, has not had in a while. They'll be competitive, and next year they'll make the playoffs. It's just, they're building something. They're not going to make the playoffs. I think their time is coming, but it's not yet. So finally, we have a Thursday night football game. And I know what you're saying. A good Thursday game? You're full of it. But trust me, it's a good one. This matchup will feature the 6-6 New England Patriots against the 8-4 Los Angeles Rams. Super Bowl 53 rematch, anyone? 13-3? This won't be that boring, trust me. The Patriots have won 4 of their last 5 games and are looking to stay relevant in the AFC playoff picture, and they cannot afford another loss. You can expect to see more desperate play out of them, like the Los Angeles Chargers game, where they smoked them 45-0. And then you have the Rams, who looked very impressive against their win against the Cardinals. And they want to keep a grip on that division lead and hold their respective playoff spot. Like I said before, this is a rematch of Super Bowl 53, where Patriots beat the Rams 13-3. This game stands out as another top 10 defensive matchup between Belichick and Sean McVay. It's a chess match. Can the Rams move the football better than last time? Which version of Cam Newton are we going to get? Will Jared Goff avenge his Super Bowl performance? And who are our key X factors going into tonight? So let's start with the Patriots. Their biggest story of 2020 was that quarterback Cam Newton was going to go for a 1-year deal and prove the world that he's back. He's had a strange year to say the least. He had to wait over a month for anyone to sign him, and before you knew it, the Patriots come knocking on the door with a team-friendly deal that gives Newton a shot. He's been average this year. He's been struggling to move the ball at points, leaving many fans frustrated. And they've been able to find an identity, but is it too late? The power run offense and having Newton throw the ball a limited amount of times. Cam Newton's been impressive when it comes to running with the football and controlling the game. But can the Rams expose that and make Cam Newton throw the football? They'll be ready though on that defensive side with powerhouse Aaron Donald and all-pro corner Jalen Ramsey. That has been a nightmare for opposing teams. The Rams on the offensive side, however, are also just as powerful with Jared Goff, Robert Woods, Malcolm Brown, Cooper Kupp. They're ranking the top 15 over in total offense, and Goff has had a decent year and is on pace to throw over 20 touchdowns and over 3,500 yards. The turnovers have been an issue as he's thrown more than 10 picks this year, and coming in against a New England defense that's very good at taking the football away, especially with pro corners Stephon Gilmore and J.C. Jackson. How much will familiarity play into this? We know Belichick's a mastermind when it comes to defense and shutting down the key guy on the opposing side and taking away what matters most for each team. Is Jared Goff going to look lost like he did in Super Bowl 53? Can they overcome the well-coached secondary? Like I said, Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, safety Devin McCourty. If they can create separation and make Goff comfortable, this game turns into a shootout, and I think the Rams take it. They have a great chance. The Patriots' X factor is that offensive line and their top 5 rushing attack. If they can get their all-pro center David Andrews and Joe Thuney to limit Aaron Donald and contain that running game to make Cam Newton as comfortable as possible so he can make the short throws, which he excels at, and set the terms for a team that needs pace to beat the Rams. I think it's going to be an amazing game to watch. And I think while the Rams are going to be the toughest game that the Patriots have yet to play, I think Belichick finds a way to repeat his game plan of Super Bowl 53 and take down the Rams, winning 23-21. All right. I hope anyone who is listening tonight or this afternoon enjoys today's show, and I hope you come back for more. This Thursday night game is going to be exciting, and it has a precedent to set the exciting weekend that is to come. And we'll be there to preview the breakdown of the championship games, college football playoff, and some important NFL games that come up. I am your MWP, and I hope you have a safe and fantastic day. Take care.